So, guys, let me catch your attention. Founding a company is a risky decision to implement your idea. I've looked up for some cases in Forbes, and I found the research conducting fail and success ratio of startups. In fact, 50% of brilliant ideas don't appear in our life because people are just afraid to risk, don't know how to start, and have no idea how to succeed. We are the students of the best university of Russia. We are the students of the business school, well known for its graduates. And I believe that we, like nobody else, are not afraid to risk, willing to learn how to start and how to succeed. In fact, that's why I chose the topic of my presentation, startups. And the purpose of this presentation is to give you a knowledge about the bridge that connects idea and success. Well, in fact, I call my presentation 4 tips for successful startup, for us to know how to start up, and win. So let us move on to the first tip. The biggest thing I'd recommend to start is in a company that's on a mission, not just a company that's building an easy product. Alan Johnson, co-founder of Treehouse. Treehouse is top 10 successful startups according to Forbes 2011, a service that guides and teaches you how to create a website. So, as you probably may have noticed, I'm going to start off by explaining the importance of mission of the company. So, successful mission statement helps you to identify your client or customer, or in other words, you can define organization's primary stakeholders. What product or service do you provide to that client? Decide what makes your product or service unique, why the client will choose you, or the main organization's sole core purpose. Well, a mission statement answers the question, why do we exist? And the answer to this question must not only be the product, but a value to people. So, alright, let's move on to the next point. Hire great people, then get out of the way. You should start to hire people who are smarter than you, and if you succeed, they will get irritated when they get in the way. Delegate and keep your eye on the important stuff. Shamika, CFO and co-founder of Simple. Actually, Simple is a very interesting company. It's a bank, a modern bank, and a service that helps people, that provides people with an accurate picture of what they can expect today without hurting themselves tomorrow. And it's #1 success, growth ratio nowadays in the bank sphere. Speak about team. It's common knowledge that 70% of success of any company, of any startup, depends on team. So what should we remember? First of all, everything starts with 3 core people. Me, myself, and I. Well, actually, without those 3, you're going nowhere. They're the very core of your business. No one will care as much as you will. No one will invest so much of their own blood and tears as you will. So, secondly, surround yourself with the best people you can afford. Well, you should try to hire people who are efficient at things you don't like to do, or you just don't do well. However, this is not to be said that you shouldn't have a working knowledge on all matters of your business. Well, but you don't have to be an expert in all things, do you? So, and the last point, don't be afraid to hire anyone who is not graduated from the 4-year university. Well, I mean that there is much to be said for someone who works hard, who has a common sense, over someone with no ambition but fancy degree. You know that even if it's a degree, if it's an MBA, well, that actually doesn't qualify a person to actually do the job. Well, I hope you got the main information about assembling the team, and let us move on to the third point. Entrepreneurs are full of great ideas and powerful ways to implement them. But like anything in life, starting a new business requires a hefty stack of gold, hard cash. Well, well-known Larry Page, CEO and co-founder of Google. Actually, what does it mean? Well, it's common knowledge that raising capital is a must for any business, for any startup. So let us speak about the most effective ways to raise capital right now, today, in Russia. So, contests. Contests may provide you with a large financial reward, or business angels who could be interested in your project. And there are 4 amazing contests I looked up for in Russia. Let us talk about them. First one is Web Ready. Web Ready is incubator for web projects. It is very interesting, and it's very good to speak with investors, people who can advise you something in that contest. Web Ready. The second one, Startup Point. Startup Point is like an accelerator. It's a place for discussion and a place where you can pitch to a group of investors or representatives of venture funds. Well, the third one, Reward, the Startup of the Year. This reward is held every year, and you can raise up to $100,000 of seed capital by winning that reward. And the last one, and probably the most interesting one, is Start Fellows. Start Fellows is the project that was created by Pavel Durov and Mail Group Fund. And they give grants of $25,000 each half a year. Actually, there are 6 companies that have already got these grants, and these grants are just on interesting project. So, to improve your odds of success in this contest, what should you do? What should you do? You should present your idea in person or pitch it through a presentation, but your idea should be as original as possible, as interesting as possible for people to be interested to invest. So, let us move on. Crowdfunding. Well, there are very interesting slides like Kickstarter or Indiegogo that provide a perfect platform for businesses to locate funds. In fact, crowdfunding has exploded in popularity in the last year, and this explosion also means that an increase in competition. So there are a lot of sites that go unfunded. There are a lot of projects that go unfunded from these sites, and you should stand out too to raise capital. So everything I said before, those 3 tips, bring me to the 4th tip. Just do it. Planning and modeling out your business is always a good idea, but don't get stuck planning for too long. Build something and push it out to your customers as fast as you probably can. Levi Kaplan, co-founder of FreshBooks. FreshBooks is #1 startup according to PricewaterhouseCoopers rating 2011. It's online accounting firm so you can, you don't need to outsource accounting. You just go online and do it. Well, so simply, just do it. Plan all you can. Sometimes inspiration can leave us, and we will spend a lot of time planning without it or waiting for it to come back. Launch as soon as possible. What if I told you that 20% of startups fail because of hesitation in launching the product? And make changes as you go. I hope all of us do remember a course on theories of organization. So could you please answer the question of what what is the difference between developing company and stagnating one?
The stagnating company is stagnated. And the other profits?
Well, no, that's not profits.
No, I mean
They're not changing.
Yes, exactly. That's an attitude to changes. You shouldn't be afraid to make them if we need.
Destroy it.
I'm sorry?
I said destroy everything.
Well, all right now. Actually, we've come to the end of my presentation. Remember that everything I said were carefully chosen advice of wise and successful entrepreneurs. So what was I speaking about? What is important for startups? Clear mission. We should answer the question to ourselves first, why does our business exist? Efficient, creative, amazing team is one of the key factors of good startup. Right way of raising capital, you should do it the right way in the right place. You shouldn't hesitate to do important things as soon as you have an opportunity. Well, actually, everything that is very important, but you can nothing do with it if you don't do one more important thing. That important thing is this first step from an idea to action. So let me then finish with the words of CreativeAmazon.com. I knew that if I failed, I wouldn't regret that. but the one thing I might regret is not trying. So, if you have an idea, do it. When we're in our 20s, we can afford ourselves to be aggressive, to be risk takers. Isn't it the beauty of youth? So, don't be afraid to start. Don't be afraid to risk. Don't be afraid to implement your ideas and succeed.